What is up, everybody? My name is Jenny Hansen-Lane. Thank you for pressing play on this video. I hope you've never, ever experienced the dark side to passive income because of this one thing. A lot of people have opinions about passive income, and today we're diving into the most important thing to recognize about passive income and what you can do to really thrive instead of a flounder when it comes to this thing. So I am diving into especially my personal experience with this, and then also other tips and tricks that you can do to protect yourself. So there is one thing that makes passive income scary. Do you guys know what it is? You guys know because I learned it this last month, right? Low barrier of entry. What is low barrier of entry, right? Low barrier of entry, it means it is relatively easy for a new business to enter a market and compete with existing businesses. While this can encourage innovation and competition, it can also create more risk for businesses and consumers. Here are a few reasons why. So this is why KDP, Amazon, Kindle Direct Publishing is so popular, because the barrier to entry is the lowest of the low. It doesn't cost anything to start. There are free tools out there. All you need is a pulse and an email and a computer and the internet. Even if you don't have those things, you can borrow them. Like the barrier to entry is that low. Okay. We're going to talk about the risks of this so you understand how to protect yourself. These were conversations no one had with me, and I want to have them now so you feel empowered. Okay. So risk number one, increased competition. We already know this. It's all over the internet. With a low barrier to entry, there may be many new businesses entering the market, right? We've talked about that it makes it incredibly competitive. And that's where everyone starts pricing their book on KDP for like $2, $3, like the price war. Like you don't make any money, right? Like everyone's doing it. So that's risk number one, right? Risk number two is that people put out stuff that's not great. Now, I'm not talking to you, but if you feel like I'm talking to you, then I'm talking to you. But I'm not talking to you. Low quality products are everywhere. You see them at the dollar store. You see them in countries that have really low cost. Don't want to name names, right? It is really easy when there's no startup fee just to make garbage, okay? But what this does is that then it gets given to customers and they're like, what? What is this? And it ruins the industry. You guys have all seen this risk, that there is a lot of customer dissatisfaction. And there's a whole section for Amazon content guideline about disappointing material or misleading a customer. So this is a really big risk because the barrier to entry is so low. There's people here, hopefully they're not watching this video, that don't really care about the end customer. They want the coin, they want the money, and they want to move on. And I know that you're here because you want to change your life. You want more time and relationship freedom. And so you've chosen the lowest barrier of entry as one of those avenues of income. And there's nothing wrong with that, but understanding the risks will help you to protect yourself better. Okay. So that's number two. Risk number three is you guys know this from my own experience. It can be fraudulent. A low barrier to entry can also make it easier for fraudulent businesses to enter the market and take advantage of consumers. So that's like my book getting copied almost identically this past month, me having my book getting blocked, me having to hire an attorney to copyright the books, get the covers, copyright his entire series. And I'm not doing anything about that until I get the actual copyright registration number for the body of work. You can go onto the US copyright website and you can copyright the interior if it's not a low content book, and you can copyright a cover. But I have chosen to hire an attorney to copyright an entire series of over 200 beautiful, beautiful covers that were making me money. Okay. So because I chose this barrier to entry, this risk, like fraudulent people, these people are just copying me, and so it's giving the customer a misleading experience. And sadly, like, they might not know any different if they got on Amazon after my book was already sold. One of my pen names did become a keyword, so that did give me hope, and you'll see that in future videos. Okay, so these businesses may not have the same level of regulation or oversight as established businesses, making it easier for them to engage in deceptive practices. So you've seen that Amazon is cracking down on KDP accounts. People are getting terminated for not doing anything. People are getting terminated for not reading the rules. It's happening. People are getting suspended, reinstated. There are risks. That's a huge risk, right? Risk number 4. Okay. It's low barrier entry. You have to be careful because it can reduce your profitability. It can result in lower profitability for businesses and more competition. Okay. So that you feel like you have to lower the price. It's hard to make a profit. And when people do that, they start cutting corners like, oh, I'm just going to, I'm going to create one interior and then I'm going to create the cover in 1,400 different shades of green and see what happens. Like, is that ethical? I don't know. Is it have the customer in mind? No, right? Like, I've never walked into a store like a notebook store that's like, buy 1,400 different shades of green. No. Okay. So this is really difficult when other people are muddying the waters for people that want to have a good experience with passive income, right? Okay, but let's talk about the rewards because I'm not going to be a downer. You guys know I'm like rising from the ashes. I'm coming back up. I'm breathing. I've gone through the 4 stages of grief. Sometimes I repeat them all in one day, but I'm doing fine. I have my integrity and honesty intact. Okay. So low barrier entry to passive income, there are rewards, right? We just talked about them at the beginning of this video. The low startup fees, like it's not going to cost you a lot. If you want to run ads, yeah. That's why I like running ads, right? Because I am weeding out everybody else that can't afford to do it. And my books are rising up a little bit, okay? So other is that this is one of my favorite. This is why I can't shut the door on it because after my traumatic experiences, because the endless creative outlet, like I love it. You guys know that I have a background in art and I've bound my own books and I have done wedding photography for a long time. Like I love the endless creative outlet that it provides. When I have an idea, go check up the keywords, they're validated, get to work, make something. Like that is such a high reward. It's different for me than other outlets of income. I love coaching people. That's also a similar one. But KDP was so new to me. It hits me. I feel seen and heard like, oh, this is so much fun. Okay. And the potential for passive income quickly. Yes, you have to wait 60 days to be paid out. So that is a big disadvantage. I would say if we had a filter system for passive income or income streams, actually I'll do a video of that in the future. And you could say like highest to lowest barrier to entry. Like this video is about low barrier to entry and the risks that we take with it because I didn't know about the risks until they slapped me in the face. And now I know what to expect and what to prepare people for. But the potential passive income has been so exciting that we have to weigh out the rewards and the risks. And that's talked about a lot in the entrepreneurial world, that without risk, there is no reward. So I think that self-publishing can be a little bit more risky because I just gave you 5 reasons that it's risky. So 5 added up, right? That's a fistful. Low barrier to entry. You just need to be aware of these things, right? But then the rewards, like it doesn't cost anything. Endless creative outlet, potential passive income, faster time to market. That's one of the most exciting things. Like you have an idea and it's up in like 72 hours, unless it's low content, then the longest it takes is 10 days. Okay. You get to experiment. This is also really powerful. This is how you learn and grow, is through experimentation. And it has the flexibility to help you grow that income. So I just wanted to share this video to let you know that I'm not going anywhere. In fact, I'm going to be pushing my channel more because I want to connect with more people. And when I shared my video about my account getting suspended and reinstated, a lot of people were like, that happened to me too. I'm getting a lot of private messages that are surprising me. And people are reaching out like, hey, thank you for being vulnerable. And that fills up my bucket. That fills up my bucket just as much as everything on this reward list. So definitely let me know what questions you have, because I think that every business needs to have their foot in Amazon, not their whole livelihood. Like I would never recommend your livelihood in one particular spot altogether. And in the future, I'll have videos about income streams and why it's important to diversify. And I'm so grateful for the opportunity that I've had to pursue self-publishing on Amazon. And I will continue to find keywords because that is very exciting to me, to know that customers, I have an idea and I look it up and there's actually 3,000 people that are looking for that same thing that I'm looking for too. There's nothing that I have found in that way that matches it in this endless creative outlet. And that faster to time to market is just a beautiful thing. So thank you for being here. Let me know if you have any questions, and love you guys. Peace out.